Chicago Bears rookie and newest safety Jaquan Brisker is holding out and seems like he will miss time in training camp based on this holdout. Should there be concern around Bears fans? Let's talk about it starting now. Now, if you are new to the channel, please like the video. Please subscribe to the page. We do talk Chicago sports daily on this channel. It's the only channel talking Chicago sports, how Chicago talk. So make sure that you get in tune with us, man. So, per Dan Wiederer of the Tribune, Jaquan Brisker hasn't signed yet, and it seems like he's unlikely to sign before training camp gets here. And because of that, it means that he cannot participate in training camp activities until he signs his contract. There seems to be a little bit of a holdout based on the money that he's going to get in the third year of his fourth year option, some of that guaranteed money. And so this would be the first holdout we've seen since Roquan Smith. And the question on the table, should Bears fans and the team itself be concerned by the fact that he's going to miss this time? Listen, he's going to miss time at training camp for sure, right? Dan doesn't expect this to get done at least until we get into August even. So he's definitely going to miss time at training camp. And the question on the table is, how is that going to affect him moving forward? How is that going to affect this offense, or I'm sorry, this defense? How is that going to affect the Bears as a team, right? And here's the thing. I'm fine with you. Listen, Roquan did this. It worked out fine his rookie year, but Roquan did miss time during the regular season a little bit because of that holdout situation. And so it does bring an interesting change of events in there, right? Because you're talking about what? Dane Cruikshank being the backup safety in that situation, moving up to that starting spot opposite Eddie Jackson. There's a lot about this defense that you were expecting to be there based on having Kyler Gordon and Jaquan Brisker opposite Eddie Jackson and Jalen Johnson. It's going to be interesting to see how this thing all works itself out. But the thing that you can't take away, and especially just coming into the NFL, unless you're that level of player, right? Like Roquan was kind of that level of player. So like I was at the time you're worried about it, and then you see him on the field and you're like, oh, he's fine. He plays really well. He kills people. I think he's what Roquan have that rookie year? 5 sacks, something like that. Also on a much different defense, much more dominant defense. But when you look at it, right, like with a new system in place, with new players, new team, everything going into this, right, and you also adjusting to the NFL, I think it could be, at least at the beginning of his career, right, a little bit of a detriment to miss this time at training camp. It could be a little bit of a detriment to miss this time. And you'll see it on the field sometimes, right, where like maybe the call comes in and he's not exactly in the right position because he didn't have that time to learn that or to get that drilled into his head. You know what I'm saying? So, and those are usually early in the season issues that happen. I'm not saying this is going to be a long-term thing, but it could be something that the Bears need to watch out for, at least at the beginning of the year. We could be talking about, I don't know how long this does go, but you could be talking about, him possibly not having an opportunity to get on the field early on in the season. And listen, I don't think Cruikshank's going to play that well that he's not going to be able to get that starting safety spot back, but you never know, right? And so to me, this is going to be interesting to see kind of how this all plays out, where the Bears end up here. I don't think that it's going to have this long-term devastating effect to Jaquan Brisker's career. I don't think it's going to have this, or just his rookie season, right? I don't think it's going to have this long-term effect, but definitely at the beginning of the season, right, where there's some games where you think that the Bears can get, especially now knowing that Trey Lance is going to be playing that first game of the season. All of a sudden, you start to feel a little bit better about maybe going up against the 49ers. You're hoping that on the offensive side of the ball, the Bears are able to do some things, but you've got Trey Lance coming in, and the NFL is essentially somewhat new to him as well. And you those are moments, right, where you want to take advantage of guys, just like the Bears took advantage of Joe Burrow last season. It was early on in the season. A couple passes didn't go his way. Bears played well defensively. A couple interceptions going the other way. I think that was the only time last season where he had multiple interceptions in a game, something like that, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong on that, but that was or during the regular season, I think, because I think in the playoffs he had multiple interceptions. But to me, that's something, right, where you kind of want to focus in on, where in a season where you don't know where this team is going to be, you want to get as many games as possible. And I understand holding out for your money, especially in that third year. Okay, it's fine. I'm not tripping on it. I'm not saying that by year 3 I'm going to feel bad about what he did his rookie year. But coming into this season, right, you want to win as many games as possible if you're the players on this team. And I just feel like being on the field right away is going to give you the best chance to do that, especially in a game where now you're talking about not going up against Jimmy Garoppolo, but you're talking about an entirely new quarterback in there and being able to possibly rough him up and get some easy plays there. Now, I'm not saying that changes at all. There's a lot put on Jaquan Brisker, and it's the reason why he's probably having this rookie holdout, because he understands what it is right now on that side of the football. Yeah, I mean, but it's going to be very interesting to see what ends up happening with this. He's definitely going to miss some time at training camp, with rookies reporting on the 23rd. And so we'll see where this all ends up, man. But like I said, I want to know how you guys feel, man. Let me know in the comments below. I'll be down there talking with you as well. Do you feel like Jaquan Brisker missing that time at training camp and holding out is something that Bears fans should be worried about, something that the team itself should be worried about to start the season? I'll be down there talking with you as well. As always, man, it's your boy Pat the Designer, back at it again to continue watching our Chicago Bears content. Click the links on the screen or check the links in the description below. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. Peace.